How to watch SpaceX launch astronauts to the ISS, Wired. Scientists see through glass frog's translucent camouflage, tech Explorist. Stocks jump with U.S. futures, dollar, bonds fall, markets wrap, Yahoo Canada Finance. Excited scientists find cosmic ring of fire galaxy by peering 11 billion light-years back in time, Forbes. Many astronomers now think Planet 9 might not exist after all, here's why, Science Alert. The mysterious anomaly weakening Earth's magnetic field seems to be splitting, Science Alert. How to watch SpaceX launch 2 NASA astronauts to the ISS on May 27, CNET. Elon Musk, SpaceX, and NASA are taking the second step toward Mars rocket Clean Technica. China plans to launch mission to Mars in July, Prensa Latina. BC ferries to resume service between Nanaimo and Vancouver at half capacity, cbc.ca.